I'm going to call this meeting to order at 1:03 p.m. Ask Councilwoman Secretary Nikki Michael to lead us in prayer.
Tamakiti Nuwinawe Kahela Wanishi. I'm thanking you, Father, Creator, for this beautiful day, and thank you for all the Lenape people that are here today. Please help guide our decisions with the best of intentions, and that we do good things for our people. Please bless each and every one that's out there that needs your helping hand. Anybody that's in pain or needs your guidance, please just be there for them. I want to also say thank you for all the beautiful elders that we have in our tribe, and please put your loving hand on them and keep them healthy through this COVID season. Thank you for all your blessings, Wanishi.
Thank you. Roll call.
Chief Brad Kilscrow.
Here.
Assistant Chief Jeremy Johnson.
Here.
Secretary Nikki Michael. Here. Treasurer Rusty Creed Brown.
Here.
Member Joe Brooks.
Here.
Member Homer Scott.
Here.
Member Tanya Anna.
Here.
We have a quorum.
Thank you. Before we approve the agenda, I'd like to make an announcement to anybody. Any comments having to deal with personnel matters will be reserved for executive session. Also, we'll move right along to approve agenda.
Chief, I'd like to make a motion to suspend the rules and modify the agenda to add executive session for personnel matters at the end of the agenda.
Motion has been made to suspend the rules and modify the agenda to add executive session for personnel matters at the end of the agenda.
Second.
Motion has been seconded. Open for discussion. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Let the record show the motion has passed.
Chief, I'd like to make a motion to suspend the rules and modify the agenda to add motions and notices to the end of the agenda.
Second.
Motion has been made and seconded to suspend the rules and modify the agenda to add motions and notices at the end of the agenda. Open for discussion. If no further discussion, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Let the record show the motion has passed. Moving along to A, approve agenda.
I move to approve the agenda as amended.
Motion has been made to approve the amended agenda.
Second.
Has been seconded. Open for discussion. If no one's discussion, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Let the record show the amended agenda has been approved. Again, I'd like to welcome everybody here to the Tribal Council meeting on this beautiful February day. Glad all of our people are here, and this time we reserve for those that would like to address this council with questions, comments, anything that you may have that you want to address this council. Now's the time. We have a microphone up front. Come up here and address this council. So the floor is open to any of you out there who would like to address this council at this time. We'll give you a few minutes. Moving right along to item 4, the reading of the minutes of last meeting, January 15th, 2022 meeting minutes.
Chief, I move to approve the minutes from January 15th.
Motion has been made to approve the January 15 minutes.
Second.
Has been seconded. Open for discussion. No discussion. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions?
Abstain.
One abstention. Let the record show the motion has passed on the January 15, 22 meeting minutes. unfinished business. Item A, Cardinal Building Solutions proposal.
Chief, I move to accept Cardinal Building Solutions proposal dated 1/7/2022.
A motion has been made to accept Cardinal Solutions proposal.
Second.
Has been seconded. Open for discussion.
Chief, did we get they give us information about the warranty on this roofing project, roofing windows project here?
Yes, he just takes back the workmanship warranty is 5 to 10 years. The manufacturer warranty is 50 years.
Okay.
Joe Brooks.
Yeah, could we get it added to the motion of what it's for and the amount, please?
So, I'll withdraw and restate. All right, I move to accept Cardinal Building Solutions proposal for the purpose of re-roofing and doing some exterior insulation finish systems for the total of $449,685 of the community center here. What did it say? The exterior insulation and finish systems, what do you call it, EIFS? EIFS. Systems.
Blue standard glass.
A motion has been made to accept the Cardinal Business Solutions proposal dated 1/7/22 for the purpose of re-roofing the exterior insulation systems, the windows, and the paint of the Forsyth Hall building, the community center building, excuse me.
Second.
Motion has been made and seconded. Open for discussion. If no further discussion, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Let the record show that the Cardinal Building Solutions proposal is passed. Moving right along to item B, the donation request to the ARPA funds Dewey Boys and Girls Club.
It was in there.
Under unfinished business in your packets.
Yeah, it's in there.
Can't use ARPA funds.
So basically what we determined through our ARPA manager is that the inquiry for nonprofit donations, specifically in this case, are not allowable under U.S. Treasury ARPA funds. It's an ineligible request. So throw it out there for discussion. Need be.
Any further discussion? If no further discussion, we'll move right along to item 6, reports.
Financials.
Ready, Chief? Okay. The Tribal Council Financial Summary dated 1/31/2022. Cash and investments, cash checking December 2021, $9,437,894.26. January 2022, $8,638,500.98, for a net change of $799,393.28. Investments, December 2021, $57,297,168.01. January 2022, $55,890,789.81, for a net change of $1,406,378.20. Fund 142, Tribe 106 Fund cash balance, December 2021, $275,689.02. January 2022, $275,689.02 with a zero net change. Fund 215-106 revenue funds, December 2021, $477,369.00. January 2022, $477,369.00 for zero net change.
Joe Brooks.
I'll make a motion to approve the financials dated 1/31/2022, pending audit.
Motion has been made to approve the financials for January 2022 pending audit. Has been seconded. Open for discussion. If no further discussion, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Let the record show that the motion has passed. Item B, January 2022 monthly department reports.
Chief, I move to approve the reports.
Motion has been made to approve.
Second.
Has been seconded. Open for discussion. If no further discussion, all in favor to approve the monthly reports, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Let the record show that monthly reports have been approved. Moving on to item 7 under new business. Ratify poll vote dated January 28, 2022 to purchase a 2019 Dodge Ram Laramie 4-wheel drive crew cab pickup for the maintenance department with ARPA funds not to exceed $70,000.
Chief, I move to ratify poll vote dated January 28, 2022.
Second.
Motion has been made and seconded. Open for discussion. Joe Brooks.
I'm going to vote no to ratify this poll vote because it was not an extreme emergency. And I think the only reason we should be using a poll vote is for an extreme emergency. All other votes like this should have to go through the procurement procedures like any other vote. And the bids brought back to the tribal council for discussion. So I'm going to oppose ratifying this poll vote. And to me, it was illegal to go ahead and purchase that vehicle without this poll vote being ratified. So for that reason, I'm going to vote no on ratifying this poll vote. Thank you.
Jeremy Johnson.
The poll vote was taken because the prices were only good for a certain amount of time with the amount of stock in at the car lots at the moment. And by the logic of it being illegal, then any poll vote that's been acted upon in a timely manner would have been illegal before they were ratified as well. So if that's the case, if we were to say that, then every poll vote that's been acted upon up to this point before ratification would be an illegal poll or illegal action. So, that's my 2 cents.
Any other discussion?
Yeah, I just would like to address that the procurement policies actually were followed. This was brought to us the month before. 3 bids had been taken. He did go back after answering some questions, and I think maybe we've gotten a better price that was dated, for like just the next couple of days or whatever. But I just want to make it clear that the procurement policy was followed on getting the bids.
Any further discussion? All in favor to ratify the poll vote, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Opposed.
Abstentions? Let the record show that the ratify the poll vote has passed. Item B, Amazon Business Account Policy and Procedures.
There. Is it the corporate credit card policy?
Yes.
Okay. Chief, I move to accept the corporate credit card policy as presented.
Motion has been made to accept the corporate credit card policy as presented.
Second.
Has been seconded. Open for discussion.
I just want to, who actually has credit cards?
The accounting does, and they check them out, the directors check them out through accounting.
Family Children Services has their own credit cards, don't they?
Correct.
Yeah. That they keep separately from accounting.
Correct.
We have ours. Title
Okay.
6 has their own credit card.
Okay. No further discussion. All in favor of the motion, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Let the record show the motion has passed to accept the corporate credit card policy. Item C, Resolution 2022-02, regarding legislation relating to certain trust funds still held by the United States in which the tribe and its members have interest.
Basically, therefore be resolved.
Which one? No, but the fourth one? Fourth we're on?
No.
It's a real one.
Now therefore be it resolved.
Yes.
Very long resolution, we don't want to read the whole thing, but to the point where it's of interest to the community. Now therefore be it resolved that the tribal council authorizes the chief, other tribal officers and representatives, and Tom Peckham of the Nordhaus Law Firm, LLC, to work with the Department of Interior as appropriate, the Kansas Delaware, to develop a revised and streamlined version of legislation consistent to the extent possible with this resolution. Be it further resolved that the chief, other tribal officers and representatives, and Mr. Peckham are authorized and directed to take such actions as are necessary to develop the legislative draft, and be it further resolved that the tribal council shall be kept informed regularly as these efforts move forward and retain the authority to review and approve legislation before or promptly after its introduction. And be it further resolved that the tribal council recognizes as valid and in force between the tribe and Nordhaus Law Firm, LLC, that 1996 contract between the Delaware Tribe Board and Nordhaus Haltom, Taylor, Teradash, and Fry LLP until terminated by either party or until renegotiated, and provided that the tribe waives approval by the Secretary of the Interior, which is no longer required by federal law.
Joe Brooks.
I make a motion to approve resolution number 2022-02.
Motion has been made and seconded to approve resolution 2022-02. Open for discussion. If no further discussion, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Let the record show resolution 2022-02 is passed. Resolution 2022-03, approving the creation of Taco E2 Services LLC as a subsidiary of Delaware Tribe Holding Company LLC.
Chief, I move to approve resolution 2022-03.
Motion has been made to approve
Second.
and seconded. Open for discussion. If no further discussion, all in favor of resolution 2022-03, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Let the record show the resolution has passed. Resolution 2022-04, to name the committee member E of the Delaware Tribe Housing Committee.
So moved.
Second.
Motion has been made and seconded. Open for discussion.
Who are we appointing?
Philip Euler.
I just wanted to say it. Thank you.
If no further discussion, all in favor of resolution 2022-04, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Let the record show resolution 2022-04 is passed. Resolution 2022-05, to authorize and approve a service agreement with a HR consulting firm.
Chief, I move to approve resolution 2022-05, an agreement with the with my HR professionals for their consulting services, HR consulting services.
Motion has been made for resolution to approve resolution 2022-05 with an agreement with my HR professionals.
Second.
It has been seconded. Open for discussion.
Maybe I should have added this, but I just want to make sure that clear that it's all being paid with ARPA funds. That I checked with our ARPA director, and she has assured me that all this can be paid with ARPA.
No further discussion. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Let the record show resolution 2022-05 has passed. Resolution 2022-06, approved tribal membership through February 11, 2022.
Guess that's my cue.
I have to make the motion first.
I read them. Okay. Iris Allen, Noah Allen, Van Allen, Magdalena Ashcock, Evan Barnes, Phineas Barrios, Janaea Barrios, Stephen Boswell Jr., Elijah Buzzard, Isabella Buzzard, Isaiah Buzzard, Natalie Buzzard, Aston Cottom, Caroline Cottom, Kelsey Cottom, Kinsley Cottom, Millie Ellis, London Ellis, Shannon Ellis, Scotty Evans, Maddox Green, Mason Green, James Harris, Raven Hill, Carly Hull, Jordan Hull, Tyler Jackson, Madeline Jeffers, Brandy Johns, Leighton Johns, Tatum Johnson, Maverick Jones, Claire Kester, Madison Kester, Colton Ludwig, Jax Ludwig, Alicia McCarroll, Abigail McClure, Brooklyn McClure, Destiny McClure, Jackson McClure, Johnny McClure, Riley McClure, Charles McGeorge Jr., Amanda Miller, Babe Morris, Socia Morris, Ajay Reed, Kinsler Reed, Evie Rinker, Weston Rinker, Harvey Stewart, Megan Tyree, Zachary Tyree, Layla Volley, Malachi Volley, Judah Walker, Shelby Walker, Shiloh Walker, Nathan Ward, Sean Worth.
Motion to approve.
Go ahead.
Motion has been made to approve
Second.
and seconded. Open for discussion.
I move to amend the resolution and strike the first two names, Michael Alderson and Sean Alderson.
Second.
For what reason?
Motion has been made and seconded. It's open for discussion.
The reason for the amendment was, as you said, what was it, Chief? You had a report?
The two children were wrongfully enrolled
Or wrongfully on the list.
on the list.
On the list. Okay.
Good thing they caught him before he went to the vote.
Motion has been made to strike Michael and Shauna Alderson from the list. It has been seconded. Discussion. Nancy Saunter.
I'm just kind of curious as to why you're striking two names off. Are they not members? Or
They're not members.
They don't qualify.
How did they get on the list?
It was through a parent, and the parent was disenrolled, and then they found the two that were coming on this one. And that was found in the meeting yesterday. So that's why we're here today.
All right. Just curious.
Thank you. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Let the record show the motion has passed. Now,
Make a motion to approve the amended resolution,
Oh, I thought we did that.
2022-06.
motion has been made to amend the resolution to approve the amended resolution 2022-06.
Second.
It has been seconded. Open for discussion. If no further discussion, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Let the record show the motion has passed. Before we go here, I want to recognize Curtis Zuniga.
Thank you. Oops. Hello? Okay. Thank you, Chief and council members. I just wanted to bring up something regarding the report of from our cultural center, and it's kind of a follow-up. When I wrote this report, I want to bring to your attention that as we were performing installation of exhibit cases, we came across an artifact from the Frank Speck collection that we had actually acquired in 2013. We determined by the field notes that one of the artifacts, which was a handmade corn cob doll, the field notes said that it had human hair. So we reported this to our THPO, Larry Hetty, and to Assistant Chief Jeremy Johnson. And Assistant Chief came to the rescue. May I go ahead and just tell what happened? So he took the doll down to, and I put the picture of it in your report. He took the doll down to the Sam Noble Museum in Norman, and apparently they have the capabilities of doing some really scientific look at the hair, and it was determined to be equine or horse hair. We were really concerned that if it was indeed human hair, we would need to be dealing with matters of, you know, human remains and these kinds of things, which is something that we have yet to determine, but I think the common feeling is not something that we want to display in our tribal museum. So we'll address our policies and procedures for the cultural center to address specifically the moment we get any kind of information or our own examination, and we determine that it requires further research. We certainly will not display anything like this, and we will put into the policies and procedures what sort of what should we do with that, and what kind of ceremonial and other aspects of maintenance and taking care of these artifacts that we have. When we encounter these things, we should come up with a 21st century response that's really rooted in centuries-old traditions. So I just wanted to say this was a good thing. Thanks to Assistant Chief Johnson, the turnout was really good, and we'll address these things so that they are institutionalized no matter who's running the cultural center in years to come. That's all I wanted to share with you. Thank you, Curtis. One issue, thank you.
I do want to add on top of that, in taking that down there, developed a good relationship with the director of the programs there at Sam Noble Museum, so that we were able to utilize their services. And also in addition to that, they do have some Lenape artifacts that they're willing to work with us to repatriate to our tribe, including not only moccasins and some beadwork, some little dolls that were kind of probably made for commercial use, honestly, but including one of the big house poles that they have. They had taken it off of display, and so we're going to have to start working to repatriate that and store it in a proper way. So that was good news. We've got a good relationship with Sam Noble Museum there in Norman. So.
Okay. There were two items that were added to the agenda, but we're going to start with the motions and notices first.
Chief, I'd like to make a motion to approve the contract between Samaritan Counseling and Growth Center for $45,780 for counseling services for tribal members.
Second.
Motion has been made and seconded for a contract with Samaritan Counseling and for $45,780 for counseling for tribal members. Motion has been made and seconded. Discussion? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Let the record show the motion has passed.
Chief, I want to make a motion for approval of travel to Gnonhooten and Pennsbury Manor for myself and Joe Brooks from March 7th through March 10th.
Motion has been made for Assistant Chief and Council Member Joe Brooks to attend Ottahoodon and Pennsbury.
Second.
Has been seconded. Open for discussion. Nancy Sumter.
What is that trip for?
The Ottahoodon is the 240th anniversary remembrance ceremony for the Ottahoodon massacre. We're invited there by the organizers. And then the Pennsbury is to finalize some plans for the April 11th reinterment at the Pennsbury Manor of over 200 artifacts and ancestors.
They're gonna turn them back to us, put them in our museum,
These are burial artifacts. They're being reinterred.
reinterred?
Yes, yes.
Okay. I don't know, I'm kind of in a bind here as far as sending people out to repatriate. Been dead how long? What I'm saying is, you're sending somebody to go out there and rebury them. And, they get them in the ground, and they take their time coming back, and then they do this and they do that. I'm just saying, I just hate to see people going on these trips to do this and do that. I don't see it. Maybe I'm cold-hearted or whatever, I don't know. But I just don't believe in going up there and doing a bunch of stuff that I can't see being done for a trip. They want to double, let them go on their own.
Well, this is a project that's been, the Pennsbury has been in the works for a few years now with our TIPO department that has received grants for the travel of people to work, because you have to have workers to wrap and to do the work itself. This has all come from the Tribal Historic Preservation Office and falls underneath NAGPRA considerations of the federal government to reinter those artifacts coming from museums, personal collections, things of that, bones, funerary objects, but we actually do have actual human remains that we're reinterring as well.
Over 200.
Yeah, I don't have the exact number of the human remains, but with the funerary objects and everything, we're close to 200.
So you're going to just have two going up there, or you having a group going up?
Well, for this,
There's like an awful lot of remains to be
yeah,
reinterred.
for this one, for this motion pertaining to this, it's two people to finalize some of the work areas and the actual grave sites, Pennsbury. And then there's another consideration of 11 to 12 people to be able to wrap and do those things. That's another motion.
I was just wondering, because of the last time they went up to reinter, my brother John was with him, and Levi. I don't care if they go or not. I just want to make sure that you're getting all this stuff that's coming from these people that we're supposed to be getting back. Are we getting them back?
Yeah, we're in the process of getting a lot of more remains and funerary objects from these museums and private collections. It can be long and involved because of the regulations and things, especially for the reinterments. We've had to get permits and things of that nature. And so it's all going through our Tribal Historic Preservation Office and through the NAGPRA federal programs there. So we are pursuing those to make sure that they're taken care of properly.
All right, thank you.
Any more discussion? No further discussion. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? One abstention? Two abstentions? Let the record show the motion is passed.
Final one, Chief, from me. A motion, I want to make the motion to approve travel to Pennsbury burial from April 6th through April 13th for 12 individuals. All council, and then Curtis Zuniga, C.C. Big Goose, Levi Randall, Sarah Boyd, and John Thomas.
Who's the 12th one? There's only 11 on here. Oh, Nikki.
Yes.
Okay.
Did you need a second for that? Yeah, second.
Motion has been made and seconded for the travel to Pennsbury. Open for discussion. Nancy Sumner.
On the people that's going on the trip, I kind of wonder about, you said Cece. I'm not saying that she shouldn't go, but I'm saying she's not in a position of not being able to do a lot of traveling. And cancer, you never know when it's going to pop up. I know. It's like there's a time that I think I'm well, and I'm not. I don't want to see her hurt. I don't care how bad she wants to go. But what if she gets up there and gets sick? Well, what do we do about that?
John.
Is this a committee? Is sign up and go? For what reason would some of these people have an interest in? Is this a pre-organized condition? I don't understand. I can understand tribal council going, but some of the other members, I don't understand what their interest is, other than just personal interest, unless they're on some sort of political committee.
It's, we need workers to help wrap all the remains.
So kind of a volunteer.
Yeah, so we've had that to help wrap remains and place them, and we have we're working with Delaware Nation as well, and so we have pine boxes Delaware Nation requested, and so we have to not only wrap the remains, but place them in the pine boxes, close the pine boxes, prepare those, and then reinter those in, we have a trenching system, and then you have to cover that with mesh, and kind of a full process, almost, unfortunately, almost like an assembly line process to get over 200, or close to 200 different lots, is the best way I can put it, lots of remains or artifacts in the ground. So we have a very limited amount of time to do that. We have 3 days previous to the final ceremony on April 11th, where we reinter one final ancestor. And so we're going to be working from dawn till dusk and reburying from April 8th, on April 8th, 9th, and 10th. And then finishing up preparations for the final ceremony with the other nations as well. The Delaware Nation, Stockbridge, Muncie, and then we've also invited the Canadian communities as well to that ceremony. It's all going to be done with us only, our communities, and then after that there's going to be a remembrance for the partnerships with the museums and things for those folks to come in and pay their respects to kind of finish that ceremony out. So that's kind of why we needed a team of people, because if we send just a few, then you're not probably going to be able to get it done. And we're coordinating with getting all those remains and artifacts in a short amount of time, transported from kind of all over the area from museum directors, and we have to have someone there to receive them so that they're not just sitting there. So that's kind of the thought. process with this.
Joe Brooks.
Jeremy, do we have somebody that's making a male and a female marker for the reburial?
We have not done that at this point, simply
It's
because
something we need to do.
we can do that when we're up there. We'll have to make sure that, it would be hard to transport something like that, but yes, we can manage to make that happen as well. So it's taking all those considerations in. We've got a lot of the stuff. We're still just finalizing.
Because when we're rewrapping these, they will identify them as male or female.
Yes, sir. And so what they're trying to do is we're trying to finalize some of the details. Some of the little details haven't been hashed out, but the majority of it has. So.
Okay.
John.
Well, the second question I have is, going back to CC Biggers. This is gonna be a 1-week trip, correct? That pulls her out of her housing director's position for a full week. And I don't agree with that. This housing department has its issues, and to pull the director out for a full week, this doesn't help that issue at all.
I want to withdraw my motion, and I want to make the motion to approve the travel to Pennsbury for the tribal council and the additional names minus CC Big Goose.
You got Curtis in there too. Yeah.
Motion has been made to amend the first motion, but to strike CC Big Goose from the first motion. So a new motion has been made without her on the list. And it has been seconded, so, oh, has it been seconded? No, it has not been seconded, so.
I'll second.
And it has been seconded. Open for discussion. No discussion, all in favor, please. Oh, Carter's going to.
Real quick, everyone, please understand, this is not a pleasure trip. Homer and Joe and I went to Ohio in 2016, and we reburied 95 remains at Schönbrunn Village. We drove up there. We had Chen, a couple other, one other council member, I think, Nathan Young. But this isn't a pleasure or a sightseeing trip. With 90 remains, it took all weekend of about a dozen people picking up human remains out of cardboard boxes that had been given to us from all of these museums and universities that have been sitting there for decades. They gave us this stuff rightfully under NAGPRA, and we have a cultural and an ancestral obligation to take care of those remains. And it took a lot of work for us to stand there in almost like an assembly line and pull out bones and skulls and other pieces of our ancestors and wrap them up in a solemn ceremony like a funeral. Then we put them in the ground and we had a ceremony to make things right. That's the obligation of this tribal council and this tribe to take care of our ancestors. And that's why certain individuals were selected, including myself, John over here. We've got years of experience in doing this. That doesn't preclude other people within the tribe, if they want to go there as a volunteer, to go there. I don't want to speak out of school here, Jeremy, but if they want to be there every burial day and they're part of our tribe, they can be there. It's just the tribe doesn't have enough money to pay for everybody to go. Matter of fact, some of these other committees, like the elders, they might have money to set up a trip to do something like that. But we're going to work. And with 200 remains, some as small as what fits in the palm of my hand, and others, actual arm or leg bones and skulls I did it, and I nearly came to tears several times. I think I did when I was doing that. So, I believe we're going to get the vote, but I just wanted the audience to understand what we're doing when we go there. And that this will continue. There's lots more out there. And there may be another generation and a tribal council in the future that's faced with this same thing. So we're continuing to set a precedent on how we engage in this phenomenon of reburying human remains. And we've been dealing with this for a number of years. Remember when we went to Ellis Island in New York, Joe, and some others? So we're continuing this on, and thank God we've got the funds to be able to cover this work detail out there and take care of that. And I hope that this adds a little bit more knowledge and consideration, and I'll just leave it at that. Chief, thank you for allowing me a moment to say something.
John.
I'd like to clear something up. I do not, this is more of a housing concern. This had nothing to do with getting anybody kicked off this trip. Okay, I understand this is not a cruise. The tribal council was instrumental in getting this housing board formed, and being a member, I feel like it's my responsibility to see that some of these things, these concerns. So this is a housing issue. This is not a trip. I understand. I applaud Cece for her interest in wanting to do this. Unfortunately, I feel that her place would be here to take care of housing issues. Unless there's someone else that can step in for her during that week, I'm fine with that. But I understand too that she missed days going to make a movie, and I didn't agree with that as well.
We can't discuss personnel, but I understand I understand the concerns.
I just want to get this housing authority issue taken care of, and we barely touched the surface on it.
Thank you, John.
Joe Brooks.
Chief, I've got something to add that kind of humorous, but it wasn't very humorous at the time. The last time we did the reburial at Ellis Island, Homer was along. I can't remember. Curtis, I think was you there? The last one?
Yeah.
Curtis was there. National Park Service invited us all to dinner afterwards. We thought they was paying. We get over to this fancy seafood restaurant, and they announce that everybody's on their own. It wasn't very humorous at the time, because we thought the National Park Services was going to cover it all. They didn't get enough money from the federal government, so everybody had to pay for their own ticket at this big fancy seafood restaurant. Pretty pricey too, wasn't it?
I just want to add that I know several tribal members are paying their own way to attend. So if that's an option for some.
Motion has been made and seconded. Discussion? Is any further discussion? If no further discussion, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Let the record show the motion has passed. Is there more motions? Any more motions?
Any more business?
Motion to go to executive session.
Do you not want to do place
Chief, I'd like to make a motion to reopen the center on Monday, 22nd.
Motion has been made to open up the tribal buildings in Title VI on Monday.
Second.
It has been seconded. Open for discussion. Joe Brooks.
Under what circumstances? Everybody going to be required to still wear a mask?
Yeah.
I think this would go back to where we had passed, if you're vaccinated, you do not have to wear a mask. If you're not vaccinated, then you will have to wear a mask.
Jeremy?
I will say that we actually, even though there was that determination, everyone had to wear a mask regardless of vaccination status, that was the last one we had passed. So just on the advice of our ARPA manager also, who's monitoring and advising on COVID cases, she said until the county gets into orange, we're in red right now, until we get into orange, she would still advise to keep the mask mandate in place for everyone, regardless of vaccination status.
I agree. It should be.
I would like to restate my motion to say reopen on Monday, the 22nd, with everybody wearing a mask until further notice.
21st.
The 21st.
Motion has been made. Excuse me, Rhonda Baldwin.
Williams.
Williams.
Did we have a second yet?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
We've tried to keep this so that we had 4 to a table. Are we still gonna try to keep people apart?
I hope so.
Okay, because we have a problem with 6 to 7 people pulling up to one table.
No.
And moving the chairs, so we can't control it. We can ask.
Okay.
Monday, the 21st, with everyone wearing masks,
No more than 4 at a table.
with no more to forward to the table.
And if they're unvaccinated, we had been setting them on that side over there to keep them away from the vaccinated. We have a record of all that's been vaccinated so far. It came from the Northeast.
Vaccinated, unvaccinated. Even
Motion has been made to open Monday the 21st with everyone wearing a mask regardless of vaccination and 4 people to a table at the Elder Title VI Nutrition.
Yes, I did.
Has been seconded. Open for discussion. If no further discussion, Archie.
I would like to know the limitations we have on enforcing those rules with our elders, because there will be those that we will tell repeatedly and will not obey any of those regulations. They will still bring their chairs to 6, 8 to a table. What are we allowed to do to enforce this without making any type of uncomfortable situation?
We've been through.
Have the rules printed up, no more than 4 per table, have them printed up, posted. And if I don't want to go by the rules, invite them to leave.
And I have more to add. The 21st just seems like too immediate. Can we do like a week so we have time to do better rules and layout? Get the Title VI prepared to be reopening and let people back in, because we've been using these tables to set up our meals and everything. We will still use them, but we have to get them out of the way for everyone who's going to be coming in. That way no one comes, tries to get a drink and trip, or if we're running a drink, we have the ability to get to them right. But I know that was like to open up suddenly on Monday gives us literally no preparation time to have a strategy in place to help get all the tables moved and situated to have only 4, us to have rules printed off and in place. Could we do this at a later date so we all have time to have the rules made, the table set up, the dining room set up for people to be entering and eating?
Rhonda.
We have a maintenance man. Justin comes in at the same time we do. He's here between 6:20 and 6:30. We can use him to move the tables. We can open Monday because we have 2 servers that come out and deliver the meals. The problem is, you guys, as you well know, somebody drinks out of those red plastic cups we ordered. They go right back up there, fill it back up, then you've got mouth contact on to the thing. So that's why we've been doing it ourselves, and when they request more tea, we either bring them more out. We wait on them. We bring their trays. We want to continue to do that. But I see no problem with opening as long as we can use a work order to use him, because he is the one here with us at 6:30.
Any further discussion? No further discussion. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Let the record show the motion has passed.
I want to bring up a program, put on my big home president hat, and offer, we have a Lenape class there we're offering for 8 weeks. And we're proposing to those tribes that we're offering the language courses, whether it be Lenape, Cheyenne, or Cherokee, that their members can audit the class for $58. We need 10 Lenape to make that work. We've already got one.
Get with Dana, she can put it on the website.
All right, Dana's gonna put it on the website and we'll get you hooked up. Thank you.
Chief, I'd like to make a motion to move into executive session.
Motion has been made, go into executive session. It's been seconded. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? We will go into executive session at 2 p.m. Make a motion to end executive session. Second, for discussion, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? One abstention. Let the record show the motion is passed. We're back into regular council meeting.
Chief, I'd like to make a motion. I'd make a motion to terminate employment with the first recommendation effective immediately and cannot reapply for any position for 1 year from today.
Motion has been made for recommendation of employment, or termination of employment, with the stipulation cannot reapply within 1 year of the trial. Second?
Second.
Motion has been seconded. Open for discussion. No discussion. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Abstentions? Let the record show the motion has passed.
Chief, I'd like to make a motion to terminate employment for second recommendation effective immediately and cannot reapply for any position for 1 year from today.
Motion has been made for recommendation termination of employment with a stipulation cannot reapply within 1 year of the trial.
Second.
Has been seconded. Open for discussion. No further discussion. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? And let the record show the motion has passed. Someone make a motion for adjournment?
Chief, I make a motion that we adjourn.
Motion has been made to adjourn.
Second.
And seconded. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? The meeting is officially over at 3:41.